Yo, what the fuck's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mayvizzle, here with an episode of Deathmatches and Death Metal, brought to you by Night Shift Merch and Deathmatch Worldwide. You know we only come with the heavy hitters. You know we only do groundbreaking shit on this fucking show. Tonight, I'm gonna break some ground. I'm gonna break some dirty, gory, grimy ground with our special guest that we have on the show. With no further ado, it's been a long time coming. I've been trying to get in touch with this band for a long time. I've been kind of scared to actually ask this band some questions. I know a lot of people are kind of like calling me crazy for even getting them on the show tonight, but it's fucking time. There are some questions that need to be answered, and I'm very, very excited to interview one of the biggest enigmas in the death metal scene. They're very mysterious. Tonight we have on Jan from Fluids. Well, I bring to you the Fluids interview. Yo, Jan, is your camera working? Can you hear me? Hello? Jan. It says your camera's not on. Can you hear me?
Hello Mayvizzle, thank you for having me on your show. Before we begin, I have a special picture that I would like to show you.
Sure, let's see it.
Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it?
I love it, man. I wouldn't expect nothing less. You know, I'm happy to have you on the show.
Do I not look sexy on top of my ambulance? This is my first video interview, so I wanted to make a sexy pose for you, BB.
You look great on the ambulance, man. I wanted to ask you, so you guys got that ambulance a couple months ago. I saw it on the Instagram.
Yes, that is a very good question. I have a question too. How many times did you come today?
0. I didn't even ask the question yet. The fuck? You got me off guard.
I think you are lying to me, David. We can't have this interview on bad faith now. If you want your questions to be answered properly, you need to answer my question honestly. Now I will ask you again politely. How many times did you come today?
One time.
Swooze was 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 swooze swooze was 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 swooze swooze. I met Walter at a grocery store in Los Angeles while on vacation. I told him how cool it was to meet him in person, but I didn't want to be a douche and bother him and ask him for photos or anything. He said, "Oh, like you are doing now?" I was taken aback, and all I could say was huh? But he kept cutting me off and going huh? 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 And closing his hand shut in front of my face. I walked away and continued with my shopping, and I heard him chuckle as I walked off. When I came to pay for my stuff up front, I saw him trying to walk out the doors with like 15 Milky Ways in his hands without paying. The girl at the counter was very nice about it and professional, and was like, "Sir, you need to pay for those first." At first he kept pretending to be tired and not hear her, but eventually turned back around and brought them to the counter. When she took one of the bars and started scanning it multiple times, he stopped her and told her to scan them each individually to prevent any electrical interference, and then turned around and winked at me. I don't even think that's a word. After she scanned each bar and put them in a bag and started to say the price, he kept interrupting her by yawning really loudly.
All right, I know that's a copy pasta. How did you and Walter get that ambulance?
Next question.
How did you meet Walter?
Next question. Next question.
So, I don't know, dude. Like,
I am going to leave if you do not ask me the rest of the questions with your shirt off. Take it off now. You have 10 seconds. 10, 9,
are you
8, 7,
fucking
6, 5, 4,
kidding me, dude?
3, 2, 1.
Is that good?
Okay, good. Now ask away.
Okay, I got some that I did prepare. Let me pull them up real quick. All right, so referencing the intro track on Not Dark Yet, that one totally scared the shit out of me. I feel like it's the darkest sample that you guys have used on a project so far. Would you agree, or do you have a personal opinion that bests it?
Yes, I think that's probably the one. Him kind of talking his way through his suicide is pretty rough. There's definitely far worse stuff we've sampled, but without the video to go along with the audio it's not as visceral as that one.
Yeah, that one really scared the shit out of me.
Next question.
All right. Do you feel like the samples from the cartel videos are more digestible for North American audiences, or do you even take this into consideration when you choose the samples?
Haha, guess I never thought about digestibility, but they might be a little easier for northern audiences since they probably won't understand what's being said. They generally have the best content in Central and South America, so that's why they sometimes outnumber stuff from the US and A.
I haven't seen any visuals from you guys on the internet yet. Do you have any plans for that in the future?
We've definitely had plans but haven't been able to get anything together yet. I have a hard drive full of material waiting to be used. We wanted to put together a VHS similar to Traces of Death with the goofy narration full of one-liners and puns.
That'd be sick.
Maybe I'll learn to do some video editing and make it happen one day.
Yeah, you guys should totally do that. That'd be hella sick.
Let me fuck his cock pouch.
You could do that too. Not me though. But Kareem from Night Shift said you sent him a shirt design of a guy covered in shit, smiling.
Ha ha ha, did I send that to him? That was more of a shirt design for Fat Tub of Lard. If someone wants to print it, I'll send it their way. I designed a back print for it too that might have been a little worse than the front. Eric, who did our logo, did an alternate poop version of the logo, so I made a poop themed shirt for it to feature on.
Fucking poop shit is awesome, dude. Speaking of artwork, the pharmacist split was very pro-vax. Was that intentional?
That one just happened to work out that way. I had a feeling before we released people might think that, but it was mostly a timing thing. When the label first hit us up to do the split with pharmacist, I got the idea to do our side with a pharmacological theme. With all the fentanyl and meth going on around here in Phoenix, it was just a topical fit. I didn't even think about it till after that. The first song was called Boosted.
It was called Boosted. Shit. The hi-hats on that project were sonically pleasing yet anxiety-inducing. Is it fair to call Walter the anti-Billie Eilish?
Thinking. I had to ask Walter who Bill is. He said he's pro-Bill and would have to technically be anti-Phineas since he produces.
So, when's the next album coming?
Next question.
Do you guys have anything planned for Fluids right now?
Next question.
All right, so we won't talk about future releases. We'll talk about stuff you did do in the past. The thing that really caught my attention when I listened to you was the thick, fuzzy guitar tone. How did you craft it?
That's a proprietary blend built on old DoD pedals. It's a DoD death metal paired with either a DoD super distortion or DoD classic fuzz. I've also mixed in a Quantum Mystic every once in a while.
Okay, yeah, like that. The staple song has to be capped, with that dun 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 dun. Like I love that sound. It's freaking killer. And I was talking to Chris Ryan from Party Cannon. He said he met you guys on Facebook and you did his artwork. Were you a fan prior?
I've never been on Facebook before, and Walter begrudgingly is forced to post on there. So, to anyone who DMs or tries to contact us on there, we're sorry we never see any of that stuff. But, yay, I knew of the Party Boys before he hit me up about doing some collaging. I love some good cheeky death metal, so that one was fun to do.
That's cool. Yeah, that artwork was sick. And that isn't the only international collaboration that you've done. With Pharmacist hailing from Japan, Fulci over in Italy. Is there any part of the world that you were surprised to have established a presence in?
Don't forget our Mexican Papasan oxidized razor. Honestly, it was crazy that anyone outside of the US was listening. I think Asia though. It was really surprising when early on Fat Tub of Lard and Brutal Mind wanted to work with us. I was a big fan of the stuff they did, and we were kind of different from most of the bands they were doing merch for.
How often do you guys get asked to play live shows, and is that in the cards for the future?
Yay, that one happens a couple times a week. I guess now it's like our version of Come to Brazil. Definitely no plans for any time soon, but it could be a possibility one day.
So you guys have this like really mysterious, thing about you. What's your personal life like? Are you normal dudes just making this music? Like, do you have a family and shit?
Girlfriend is prego. We like to get kinky anyways. One night things get particularly saucy. I'm sticking my noodle in her when I notice weird fucking chunks coming out, so I turn on the lights. What the fuck, it's red everywhere and she's obviously not on her period. I look up at her, she's got a glassy, jarred look on her face and she's not answering. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I rush her into my car and speed all the way to the hospital. She's still bleeding everywhere. By the time we get there, she's not bleeding much anymore, but all the color has drained and she looks colorless and almost transparent. Oh shit, she looks like she's in a vegetative state. Storm into the emergency room, carry her to the nearest doctor and explain everything. He takes one look at her and says, "Sir, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do." Why the fuck not? We don't operate on empty jars of spaghetti sauce.
What the fuck? All right, Jan. So I know that we're running out of time. You only had 15 minutes for this. Is there anything you want to leave the crowd off with, or anything you want to say at the end of this interview?
Yes, thank you for asking that question, Mavizzled. I have one last thing that I would like to show everybody before I go.
Sure, let's go for it. You got a new release or something? That's great.
Now you have one thing to show everybody.
What do I have to show everybody?
Mavizzle, please stand up. Pull your pants down and show the world your mangina.
I'm not doing that. Everybody, thank you so much, Jan, for coming on the show. Everybody watching this, make sure to check out Fluids. All the links will be underneath. There's also a side project Fluids has been working on lately called Trocar. There's a demo that's out called 4 Forfeit Digits. Totally fantastic project. Super grateful you were able to make it on the show tonight, Jan. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope we can continue the conversation to some extent in the future. And yeah, man, keep it pumping. Can't wait to see what's coming next out of Fluids. Can't wait to see what's coming next from Trocar, and then any other projects if you guys end up working on more stuff. The progression, from the beginning to the end, or to where you're at now, not the end, to where you're at now with Fluids. It's freaking crazy, man, and I can't wait to see what you make next. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Death Matches and Death Metal, and go listen to Fluids right now.